Hi there, this is Ben with MediaAgility, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Meet, some of the basic functions and tools that are available within the Meet app. So first and foremost, I want to show you how to get there. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You can do that by going to your calendar here or by your calendar up at the top and joining a meeting with Google Meet, that button right there. You can also, from your inbox, check out your meetings or launch a new meeting. Either way will allow you to either view one of your existing meetings or launch a new one. And then finally, the way that a lot of folks will use is going up to your little waffle icon here, going to Meet, and actually launching one from there. So we're going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. If you create a new meeting, you can start an instant meeting. You can schedule one in calendar. You can also create a link for a meeting later. We're going to go ahead and create an instant one right now. You can add others directly from this, which is really helpful if you needed to add some more. So of course you can add some suggested folks. Maybe these are your team members. You can also call folks out from here, which is really cool. So if I needed to call the plumber down the street from me, I can type that in, call that, and they will actually be added to this call just by calling them, which is really great, especially if you're working with a client who is not joining the phone, or maybe you're working with a coworker who might not be as tech savvy. You're able to call them and get them on the phone so they aren't holding up the meeting trying to join, or perhaps they forgot about it. You're actually able to reach out by calling. From here, there's a lot of different options that you can use. And I'm going to go ahead and actually show you how to toggle on and off your microphone and your video. We're going to keep the video off here. From here, you can also turn on closed captions. So you can turn this on. And now as you talk, closed captions will be projected onto the screen in real time. This is amazingly helpful and all done using Google's artificial intelligence. You can also toggle that off. If you need to raise your hand, it makes a little ding, your hand goes up, and then folks know that you are trying to make a comment. They can call on you. You can also present your screen. There's also some more options here that I want to show you. So you can create a whiteboard. You can start a new whiteboard, and using Jamboard, you can start scribbling on that, and you can choose to share and present that. In addition, you can record your meeting. You can change the layout of your meeting. So you can see the auto, tiled, spotlight, or sidebar. So you can see these previews here, how it will show the main person speaking, a sidebar of folks, single speaker, tiled, everybody's visible, or auto, which kind of selects based upon the number of people in the meeting for you. You can change this to full screen. You can change your background, which is cool. So we could do a blurry beach background, and then whenever I add my video back on, you can see there's actually a video going on behind me. You can also just have an image. So pink cassettes, I guess, is one of the stock ones. There we go. That's a little bit more charming. You can also choose just to blur your background, which is really helpful because it's a little bit less distracting, a little bit more muted, and perhaps a little bit more professional depending upon your setting. You can also upload your own images from your desktop as well. You can use a phone for audio. So if your computer isn't working well, you can call in and tie that into your video. And of course, you can go to some additional settings. You can choose which microphone you're using. So if you have multiple here, you're able to toggle and choose which one you want to use. You can also turn on noise cancellation. So this is a new feature that's been added to all business and above plans that will allow you to filter out speech that isn't from your mic. So if you have a dog, if you have a crying baby, if you have construction, if you have a noisy fan in your room, or perhaps you're a loud typer and you're taking notes, you can turn on noise cancellation, and that will automatically filter out that background noise, but not your voice. It's really great. Again, it's another way that Google is using their artificial intelligence to help out. Speakers, you can also toggle this on. So if you're using headphones, you might want to do that there. You can also choose the same, your camera, your resolution. So you can set this to high, standard, or auto, which will kind of bounce back and forth depending upon your internet bandwidth. You can also change your resolution here as well. And then finally, for host controls, you can choose to track attendance, which can be helpful if you need to make sure that folks are attending a mandatory meeting. So those are all of the core settings here. In addition, you can see some other things down here, some other options. You can see the meeting details. So if you need to copy this and send it to others that folks can join, you can do that there. You can also review all of the folks in your meeting and add people directly from here. And as I said, you can also call right from there as well. You can also leave some messages. So as you saw earlier, I shared a jam with the meeting. So if you clicked that, it will take you to that jam that I had created. And then we can come back here. But if I wanted to say, hey, everyone, I can just, or everyone, I can send that right here. And then finally, you do have a couple other functions. You can create breakout rooms, launch polls, Q&A. You can record the meetings. And as you saw, you can do whiteboarding. All of that launched from right here as well. So those are the core functions of Google Meet. The only other thing that I wanted to show you is that from a meeting, let's launch this from a calendar. If we go ahead and join a new meeting, by default here, we are going to be able to see and preview what we're going to look like before we jump into the meeting, right? So we can check our video, we can check our audio ahead of time. Maybe it's first thing in the morning and you don't want to jump into a meeting with some bedhead. Go ahead and turn that camera off before you join. You can update your background before you join, get yourself all prepared so by the time you're talking with the client, you can have that on brand background. You can also choose from this place to join and use a phone for audio. You can choose to cast this if you're in a conference room. And then also, I love this little feature here. You can check your audio and video. So by clicking capture and diagnose, it will allow you to take a small clip of yourself. You'll see if your microphone is working and it will play it back to you. That way, by the time you join a meeting, you are not joining the meeting and saying, hey, can everybody hear me? Can anybody see me? That is already done for you. You've already done that background check, so you don't have to worry about that. So all of those are a handful of the tools, tips, and tricks of using Google Meet. I hope that you find it helpful, especially for some of your internal meetings where you might not be using any other video conferencing tools. It's a great enterprise level tool that you have at your hands, integrated into Gmail, integrate it into your inbox, and integrate it into all of G Suite and Workspace.